protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone.
Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Epic Smasher, and today is Motivational Monday. Who's ready for some motivation? I am. Because I said that I am. You are. Because you said that you are. I am. Whatever I say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Maria! Mariah Kitty! Motivational Monday, says Sammy. Alejandro says, yo. Godzilla Jerry, Ducky Bucky. What song is this? Because it's actually a good song. It is Heroes Tonight by Ganji. Ganja. Something like that. Ganji. Something. It's Heroes Tonight. Really good. Really, really good. Okay. Good to be seeing you guys. Everybody on Abstract and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Kick and Twitter X. Freaking love you guys. Absolutely love you. We're going to take this gum out. Just 2.2. Someone said, don't call me dad. No. I don't even have a dad. Very dapper today. Blazer and in black. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love this blazer. Oh, yeah. It's so good. So good. Twitch says, Ducky, what about Twitch? Twitch. What about Twitch? There's Twitch. You guys send it out to all your friends and your friends, huh? Okay, set that piece of gum right there. Very delish. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you guys are all doing amazing. Today is Motivational Monday. This is where I answer your guys' questions with motivation, optimism, and a different way of thinking. So if you have a question, put it in the chat. If you have a question and you don't want people to know, make sure that you go to the Discord and fill out the form where it can be anonymous. Now, I do not see any of these questions until they pop up on my stream during stream. So we have our boy Ben. Ben is a bossy boss to the max, always helping out on Mondays. He literally will put the question in and I don't see it until this very moment. So it is raw, authentic, just answers from the heart. Okay. Benji, you here with us? Say I, mate. Say I. Say you in the chat, mate. Heart Journal, welcome. Mike, welcome. Miriam, Sammy, I see you. Devin, Alejandro, BNTF. Ben says I in the chat. There we are. He's here. He's here. All right. We like it. You're the only one on Twitch. There's so many platforms. Everyone is everywhere, bro. But I'm glad to have you on Twitch. Make sure you guys share the stream so we can get more people and help more people. I'm going to go to Twitter X. And share the stream. Because that's where I like to. That's where I like to. Come ask your question. What? Share the stream. Kython, welcome Kython. That's where I like to. Chantel's in the house? Let's talk about it, huh? Let's talk about it, eh? $11 p.m. They gotta know. They gotta know, bro. Never question it, Ducky Bucky. They gotta know about it. Man Padel, what up, Man Padel? Heard there was an announcement. I think there is an announcement. There is an announcement. Oh, holy moly. There is one. Hey, Chantel. Hey, Chantel. I see you smashing that like button. I see you say, hey, Epic. What up, Chantel? Chantel, we have an announcement. Yeah, I see you there. You guys, it is a new month. And a new month means a new Smasher of the Month. And this month's Smasher of the Month is Chantel. Let's go. Ow, ow. I freaking love it. You're a bossy boss to the max. Nobody can tap that button as fast as you. You were there all month long, hitting that, smashing that like button, putting in comments, shouting out to people, welcoming individuals. I love it. I love it. You said, oh no, but ooh, well done. Sammy, you were amazing. Last month was Sammy. Sammy got chose as our Smasher of the Month last month. She ended up getting a one-on-one time with me of at least 30 minutes or more. So usually it's for 30 minutes. Sometimes it can happen to be more. So Chantel will also get one of that become the Smasher of the Month, which she is. And she gets a one-on-one gaming session with myself. That includes being a legendary Smasher for the month as well. So super excited, Chantel. You're a bossy boss to the max. You guys, we are going to be having casting calls coming up very shortly because we want to make more content on the side. So you guys be ready for some casting calls. If you want to be able to participate in casting calls, they're going to be coming up. You want to be there. It's going to be an opportunity for you to be in content. It's going to get an opportunity for you to be seen, heard, and as well in the future, we're going to have some more opportunities which will lead to paid opportunities. So right now, you want to get on there. You want to get noticed. You want to be there as much as you possibly can. And eventually there will be those opportunities, which I already know of. So I'm going to be excited. Sammy says, sign me up. Let's go. Ow, ow. Yes, there's going to be guy parts. There's going to be girl parts. So there's going to be opportunities for individuals to be very well seen in the content that we have planned. So it's going to be funny. If you guys have any ideas on content we should make on the side, we're looking for, as Mr. Beast says, the purple cow. We want ideas that haven't been heard of, that haven't been seen. In Fortnite, there's a lot of new mobility. There's a lot of new things happening. So we want to create content that hasn't been seen yet, okay? Or hasn't been thought of. There we go, Man Patel smashing that follow button, as well as Kai Thon smashing that follow button. Welcome to the Smashers. Boom, baby. Ow, ow. Ducky Bucky says, dang, I wanted to be Smasher of the friggin' month. It's possible. It's possible. How that can happen, and everyone's saying, congratulations, Chantel. I like to see that. How that can happen is showing up, being the best you, showing up authentically, helping the stream out, extending the stream, becoming a legendary smasher, getting clips of the stream. All sorts of these things will help you become a legendary smasher of the month or smasher of the month, which then would include becoming a legendary smasher. So pretty freaking awesome. Chantel, I'm very proud of you. Sammy, I'm very proud of you. That's why you became smasher of the month last month. So this is going to be awesome. This is going to be cool. There we go. There we go, Ducky Bucky. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. When you get on the radar, because we talk about it. Me and Ben, who's my brand manager, we talk about it like, hey, who do we feel should be the legendary smasher of the month? There's a few people. There's literally a few people where I'm like, oh man, there's so many. They're like, who do we choose? And we just come down to like, who shows up the most, who's most active, who's doing things, who's contributing to our growth, who is showing up authentically, welcoming people, sharing the stream, inviting people to the stream. Like all these things have a factor. All right, you guys, here we go. I am ready for the first question. There we go. Oh, for real, Chantel. I like that, Ducky. Good man. Good man. You play zero build or build mode mostly? A lot of times it seems to be zero build because a lot of people don't play builds, and I play with a lot of people who just don't play builds. But I like both. I really like both. And I like Bed Wars as well. Bed Wars is one of my favorites. You're welcome, Chantel. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for being the best of the Smashers. It's really awesome. Ben says, oh, okay, hang on. Here's the first question. All right, here's the first question, guys. First question of the night. I feel like I'm always the one reaching out and checking in. How do you deal with friendships that feel one-sided? Okay. We kind of went over this one last week, but no big deal. No big deal. It was sort of on this one. So if you feel like you are the only one checking in with the friendship, this is what you got to do. First off, you got to ask for the support that you're wanting. One, if you're just the one showing up, you also got to ask for that in return, because not everyone's going to see that as common sense. Maybe they were built in an environment where checking in wasn't the normal thing. Maybe that's something that they, in their family or in their environment, wasn't something that they really needed or wanted to do. And that's okay. So you ultimately ask for that support. And if the support isn't there, then you can determine what you want to do from there. But the first thing I would like to do is, if I'm a friend and I'm not getting somebody to check up on me, and I like that. Let's say that that's one of my languages in a friendship. Okay. is I want people to check in on me. Sure. Cool. That can be one of them. All you have to do is ask for that support. And if somebody wants to be that way, awesome. And if they don't, there's other friends that will. So if I'm a friend who's always checking in on people because I love that, that's amazing. It makes me feel good knowing that everyone else is good. But how you do it is, let's say the friendship, you're about to meet up with that friend, or you're about to call that friend, or you're about to check up on them. You can be like, hey, I noticed that last week you weren't feeling well, and I wanted to call in and check up on you. And, I also really, really value when you check in on me. So then it's like, okay, hey, not saying that they did check on you, but you value when they do. So then that can come up more, because they'll be like, oh, my friend likes it when I check up on them. Or they'll be like, well, I don't remember a time that I did call you. Oh yeah, you haven't called me, but I would really like to see that. I would really love for you to check up on me. It makes me feel good. And then they'll be like, okay, hey, I want to make this person feel good. I'm friends with them. I want them to know that I appreciate them. Or they can give you the lowdown. And once you ask for that support, they can then be like, I have so much on my plate, I don't even know if that's possible for me to check in. Right? Maybe that's not going through their mind because they have so much going on. So it's almost like you're giving grace, but you're asking for support. You're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're going to ask for support. Benefit of the doubt is, hey, they might be a very busy individual. Or benefit of the doubt, maybe they weren't raised to check in on people. But then ask for that support. Hey, I really, really love when I check in on you and you're doing amazing. I would love if you checked up on me every once in a while. It would make me feel really good. And if that friend cares enough about you, they're going to make an effort. Or in that moment, they're going to tell you like, hey, I'm sorry I haven't checked up on you. Like, I've been so busy, this and this and this and this and this, etc. And then you can kind of get a better picture on why. And then you can be like, oh, okay, well, hey, how about, is there a time through your day that you find yourself with 10 minutes, 5 minutes? Yeah, it tends to be, right around lunchtime, right before lunch while I'm waiting in line. Cool. Would you like to use that time to just give me a call and see, check in, see what we're doing, see what we're up to? Maybe we can plan something. Cool, let's do it. So something along those lines of, you got to ask for that support, and you also got to give the benefit of the doubt. We're all in our own lives. So if you feel like you're the only friend, ask for that support so that way they can show up for you. Cool. Ducky Bucky says, I feel like I'm the one who's always telling people, are you okay? Are you all right? You feel bummed, but when I am, they act like they don't notice, and they're just trying not to waste their time on me. Okay. Just to make sure I read that right and I understand that correctly. You feel like you're always the person asking people if they're okay and checking in on them in that way. And but then they act like they don't notice when you're going through something. Okay. So let me just read it over because I just want to make sure I got it right. I feel like I'm the only one who's telling people, are you okay? Are you all right? You feel bummed, but when I am, they act like they don't notice and they're just trying not to waste their time on me. Sometimes, once again, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to read it as best as I can and answer as best as I can. So we want to, once again, it comes back to give people the benefit of the doubt. Ask for that type of support. If you feel like you're always the person doing it, and maybe they do notice, but maybe they're one of those kind of friends who don't know how to show up. Maybe they're one of those friends who just, hey, somebody's going through something. Like, for instance, there's some people who can't go to funerals because they feel like they would act a certain way. Or there's some people who feel like they have stage fright and they can't act a certain way, whatever it is. I'm using that as an example. But some people don't know how to show up because they weren't taught that. So you can give examples, or you can ask for that type of support. So if you feel like you're the one always asking people if they're okay, and you want people to ask if you're okay, it's simple. You go to the friends that you do want them to do it, and you say, hey, you know what? I noticed last week that, you weren't doing too well, and I asked you if you're okay. Turns out I was actually also, and I wanted to make sure you're okay, and that's something that I really care about is making sure that my friends are good. I would really love it if you checked on me every once in a while and asked me if I was okay. Just all you got to do is as simple as this. Just say, hey, Ducky Bucky, for instance, that's your name. I don't know your actual name, but are you okay? How are you doing today? Is there any way I can show up for you? Just give them like two to three different answers. That way they know next time, like, okay, hey, this person likes for me to ask if they're okay. Cool. So in what ways can I ask them if they're okay? Because this isn't something that's added to my vocabulary. And now that they want to add it to their vocabulary, you can teach them. And you can say, hey, you can ask me as simple as this. Are you doing okay? Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Is there anything that's troubling you? And you can give them an out. You can give them an out. Because if you feel like that they don't want to waste their time on you, you could just assume that they're busy people, and you can give them an out by saying, hey, you know what? When you ask me, you can just give me a time and just be like, hey, I see that you're not, you're not doing too well. Are you okay? And I have like 5 minutes. So, I would love to use this time to be able to see how you're doing. Then, like, hey, we only got to talk about this for 5 minutes. And it's not an inconvenience to somebody's life. And you're not. Let me be straightforward. You're not an inconvenience to anybody. And if you feel like you're around the wrong people. But you can set it up and give them an opportunity to step up. And if they don't want to step up at that point, then you find different friends who will. There's billions of people. Give them an out at the same time and say, hey, next time you check on me, just, if you're busy, just say, hey, I got 5 minutes. I got 10 minutes. I would really love to check up on you. I'd really love to know how everything's doing and how I can support. Perfect. Simple. Easy. Right? All right. Chantal, I still see you smashing that like button. Let's go. Oh, ow. You guys across the board, if you guys are new, say I'm new in the chat. If you're an OG, say you're an OG. If you have no idea what's going on, say you have no idea what's going on. And I would love to inform you what we're doing today. It is Motivational Monday. Motivational Monday is, I see OGs. I see you OGs. Now, OGs, if you guys are in the chat and you see anybody say I'm new, let them know what's happening. Let them know what's going on in the channel and what we do on Mondays specifically. Ducky said, I would say I'm kind of an OG. Okay. All right. There you go. If you feel it, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like to see that, Ducky Bucky. Now, Motivational Mondays is where you have questions, whether it's about your life, whether it's about something you're going through, whether it's something that I can motivate you, give you a different perspective, some optimism, some positivity. And that's really why I'm here on Motivational Mondays, is to make sure that I'm here for you guys. The rest of the week, I'm busy, I'm locked in, I'm doing things. So you want to make sure that you can set aside time for people. And Motivational Mondays are my time for every single one of you guys. This day is specifically meant for you guys. This is me checking in on you. Ducky Bucky, are you okay? Are you doing good? And if you have any questions you want to ask, you can put it in the chat, or you can put it in the Discord in the anonymous form so nobody sees it's coming from you. But Ducky Bucky, let me initiate that. How are you doing? Are you okay? I hope you are. And if you're not, don't ever feel afraid to be able to bring something up, okay? Here we go. I'm ready for the next question. Here it is, my friends. Ready? I'm going to get a drink while we're waiting on that next question. You guys hydrate. Understandable, Ducky Bucky. Ducky Bucky says, I'm going through something. I'm going through depression or sadness because of my rabbit dying about 2 weeks ago. And I just can't stop thinking about him. It's understandable. It is absolutely understandable. Have you tried journaling and just writing down all the things that you loved about him? The activities that you guys would do together, the time spent. Think about all the good things that your rabbit ended up bringing to you. Try to think about all the good things and all that time spent. That this rabbit spent so much time with you, and you got all of its time, all of its presence. We're allowed to be sad, and we're allowed to go through things like that. And when things are happening like that, we need to process and we need to grieve. We can go through different coping mechanisms in order to breathe, or in order to go through the grieving process, and in order to allow that sadness to go through and not be stuck and not feel like it's never going to pass, because it is. Not that your rabbit can be replaced, not that the time spent can be replaced, but the memories you can think about in a great way. You can think about all the good things that he did for you, the energy he gave to you, the time he gave to you. I'm sorry for your loss. I would try journaling, writing down stories, writing down a letter that you would think you would want to send to him. Obviously, you can't read, but just something that you would say to him. Letting out all your thoughts, going for a walk, going out in nature and imagining him running through the trees and running through the leaves and the grass and the snow, and imagine that he's doing way better, that he's doing really, really good now, that his soul and his spirit is still with you. And as you travel, he travels with you. And it's not restricted to a cage or a house, that he's able to go wherever you go. You're allowed to feel this way. You're allowed to process. You're allowed to grieve. You gotta find out a way to do it in a positive way. Once again, breathing, taking walks, working out, journaling, meditating, crying. We gotta process. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel that way. Have empathy for yourself, have compassion for yourself, and allow yourself to feel those feelings, so that way you can not move on, but process where you're not holding on. Okay? Chantel smashing that like button. That's okay. Ducky Bucky, you're allowed to tear up. It's allowed to. You're allowed to. You're allowed to process. This is a safe space for that. That's okay. I'm getting goosebumps myself. I'm sorry you had to go through a loss. It just shows how much he actually meant to you. And that's okay. I love that you have those feelings where it does affect you. And you don't just numb the pain, that you embrace it, that it's a part of life, that you can find happiness through the pain. And how that happens is by you thinking about all the good things that he's done, how he was there, how he jumped, how he looked at you, how one ear flopped and the other one didn't. The signs of him being happy. All of it. Salia says hi. Salia, welcome. Welcome. Sending hugs to Huggy Bucky. Sending hugs to Ducky Bucky. That says Chantel. Thank you, Chantel. See, you're getting love. People want to know how you're doing. Surround yourself with the right people and ask for that support. Ducky, I would have never known to ask you how you're doing and are you okay if you didn't bring it up. So just like you being vulnerable today and letting me know, that allows me to ask that question a little bit more and be a little bit more conscious and present about it. So thank you. Ryan, welcome, Ryan. Ducky says, thank you. Here's the next question. I'm always the one showing up for my friends' content. I like, share, comment, everything to support them. But when I post anything, it feels like they don't support me back at all. It frustrates me, and I'm not sure what to do. It's ask for that support, guys. Today is clearly about a support day. Okay? It's very simple. If you're supporting somebody and they're not supporting you back, ask for that support. You know what I tell people? Well, I literally tell people all the time, if you want me to support you, because my algorithm looks different than your algorithm. One, because we may not be friends. You may be following me, but I may not be following you, depending on if you're a legendary smasher or not. So I'm not going to see your content because I don't go to people's pages. The only way I would go to somebody's page is if they're on my feed and it's like, yo, I want more of this content. Now, I don't follow anyone unless they're a legendary smasher or it's something super impactful that I believe I need to know over time. And that's a boundary that I recently even stood stronger to because I just cleared out my friends list and I cleared out who I follow. So that way the algorithm changes. So if you feel like you're supporting your friend and you're liking and you're sharing and you're commenting and all the things and they're not giving it back, ask for that support. I tell people you have to ask me or you have to send me a direct message and say, hey, can you look at this? Can you like it? Can you share it? Can you leave a comment? Now, if you guys notice, I don't do you know how you like repost somebody else's content? I think you can do it on IG now. I don't do it. I don't repost. One, because I don't want it on my page. Because it's certain with branding, etc. I want things that are on my page just for branding. Now, I don't do it because if it doesn't align with my brand, I don't want to share it. If I'm doing, here's the example. If I'm doing gaming content and inspirational content and someone's content is about baking cakes, that has nothing to do with my brand. So I would not post their content because it doesn't align with my brand. So you also got to get in the mindset like, well, why aren't they sharing my content? Well, does it align with their brand that they're going towards? If yes, okay, hey, let's figure out how we can collab. So that way, if I'm in one of their posts or if I'm sharing one of their posts and I'm in it, cool. Or if we create content together and they're in my post, they're most likely going to share it because they're in it. But you got to give the benefit of the doubt that if it doesn't align with their content, they're probably not going to engage in it as much. The only way I'm going to engage it is if you ask me to engage in it. But then again, I also have to be conscious that what I engage in is going to change into my algorithm. So if I start liking content about cakes, guess what's going to happen? My content is going to start being filled up with cakes. And I may not want that. So you got to think about it strategically. Are they somebody with a brand? Are they somebody with a business? Or is this just smasher cakes? That'd be good. That'd be good. But think about that for a second. What I'm posting, is this person willing to post because is it a personal brand? If it's just a personal account, well, then maybe they're more apt to doing it. Maybe they're more apt to liking and sharing and commenting and supporting. But if it's a business or it's a brand, how likely are they going to? Here's the example. Is Mr. Beast. I send Mr. Beast all sorts of posts all the time. All the time. of my gaming, of my motivation, of all the aspects. Do I expect him to share it? No. Do I expect him to like it? No. Do I expect him to comment? No. But what I want him to know is that I'm being active and I'm consistent and I'm consistently doing. And then if there's a piece of content that does align, cool. He'll share it, or he'll like it, or he'll comment, or he'll do something. I'm not expecting it. However, the more that I give, the more he knows. And the last time I met him, he was like, yo, you're literally everywhere. Well, I want to keep being that. I want to keep doing that. The more you show up, the more people know you're there. So if you want your friend to like, share, comment, etc., send it to them in a direct message. The specific post that you want them to like, share, comment, etc. And say, hey, I would really love if you like this and send a comment. I would really love if you shared this to blank, blank, blank. I would really love your support on this post. Give them the opportunity, because you may not know that their whole algorithm may not even show you at all, because they only like, comment, post, and share certain types of content. I barely see any of my friends' content. Barely ever. The only ones that I do see are the ones that I interact with. And the reason I interact with them is because it aligns. So I would recommend to you, if it's somebody that you support and you want them to support you back, direct message them and ask them how they, or tell them how they can support you, and ask them if they can support you in that way. If they come back and say, hey, sorry, so-and-so, that doesn't align with my brand, then you can tell them, oh, okay, hey, I understand that. What type of content would allow you to? And then you determine if that's some content you would like to actually create. Because I've had to tell many friends, like, hey, unfortunately, it doesn't align with where I'm going, and it doesn't align with my brand. It doesn't align with what I'm doing. So I unfortunately can't. There's different types of content out there, and I support them all. By watching, I'll watch. But if I like it, if I comment, if I share, that's going to change my algorithm. So I'll watch it, and if it's something that aligns with me, I'll like it. If it's something that I need to comment on, I'll be like, yo, this is great, this is cool, keep it up. Do whatever comment it is. If I share it, the algorithm's going to start to change. If I like it, it'll start to change. If I leave comments, it'll start to change. So give them the benefit of the doubt. Because I'm telling you, if you guys come to me and you guys send me a direct message, hey, support me on this one, I'm going to look at your content first. I'm going to see if it's something that I actually want posted on my algorithm. And then I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be like, hey, I couldn't like or comment or share because it doesn't align with my brand. Or I then leave a like, I share, and I comment because I'm like, yo, this is great. This is exactly what I like on my content. If it's motivational, I'm probably going to like it. I'm probably going to leave a comment. If it's some sort of gaming, in Fortnite in particular, I'm probably going to like it. I'm probably going to comment. But if it has nothing to do with it, let's say I'm all about Fortnite and it has to do with something on Robux or Roblox, I'm probably going to be like, well, I don't play Roblox, but it is gaming, so I can leave a comment and I could probably like it. And maybe I'll share it to people who I know who do Roblox. But then guess what's going to happen? Roblox is going to start showing up on my feed. Do I actually play Roblox? No. Only with my kids. So do I really want that to be shown on my stuff? Probably not. So do I think liking it is a good idea? Probably not. But leaving a comment probably wouldn't do too much harm. So give your friend the benefit of the doubt. Ask them to support you. Give them a chance to give you a reason why they're not. Because I'll tell you, I'll be like, hey, unfortunately, it doesn't align. Or, hey, that's cool. Thanks for sharing. Now I can actually go look at it because it didn't show up on my feed. Everyone's feed looks different. The algorithm is different for everybody. It goes off your interests, what you like, what you comment on, what you actually watch. Ryan Sullivan, yes, I do play Fortnite. Tonight is strictly Motivational Monday. This is where I give motivation to individuals and different way of looking at life and optimism and positivity. Okay? So I would give that a go. I'd give that a go. Send them a message. Ask them how they tell them and ask them if they can support you in that way. Cool? All right. Sherry, I see you. Rip Scorpion, thank you so much. That's how you know you're cool, Rip. Good man. Good man. I'm ready for the next question. It is 6:44, y'all. We have about almost less than 20 minutes. Next question is, it's 1 of 1. Okay, so that's good. Ouch. I just peeled my thumb skin. It was sticking off. It hurts. Okay. 1 of 2. All right, bet. Here it is. Next question is, I'm an entrepreneur and want to be able to look after myself and my family in the long run, but I struggle to balance business stuff while also keeping up with my family needs. I want to get to my goal as soon as possible, as it will benefit them. I don't know. I just struggle to balance that and being present with them. What would you suggest? Ooh, it's a good question as well, because I'm on that same journey. I'm on that same journey where I have my business and I have my family. And how do you manage both? You want both. You want to be there for them, but you also want to get your business going so that way they can benefit from that too. And it's an and situation. You want to do both, right? So let's read that one more time. I'm an entrepreneur and I want to be able to look after myself and my family in the long run. But I struggle to balance business stuff while also keeping up with my needs of my family. I want to get to my goal as soon as possible, and it will benefit them. I don't know. I just struggle with the balance of being present with them. What would you suggest? Cool. This is great. This is amazing. This is why time blocking is so essential. Time blocking is so essential when you want to balance things out. Why? Because there's 2 parts of you. There's a part of you that wants to show up for your family. And there's a part of you that wants to succeed in business. And you got to be able to do both. But in order to do both, you got to know your time. You got to know where your time is and where you can distribute it. So that way, the part of you that's business, you can say, hey, well, we did 8 hours today. And you know what? We have an hour to spare where we can sit down and actually have a meal with the family. So I would suggest analyzing, and that's not the word that I'm looking for. I would suggest, what's the word? Let's just figure it out. I'll come to it. But basically, I would suggest writing down on the day-to-day what you do Monday through Friday or through the month. It's not analyze. What is it called? Auditing. There it is. Yes, that's it. Auditing. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. I would suggest auditing your life. Audit your life. Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, Monday through the next Monday of the month. Figure out, what up, Dylan? What up, Alejandro? What up, Callie? Audit your life. Figure out what the next month looks like. 2 months. Start it off simple. Go by a week. Go by a day. Audit your life for a whole month and see what that is, what it looks like, what you're doing, and what you're actually doing. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, what are you actually doing? Is there any dead time during that point? And what that is just yo, I'm just staring out into space. Yo, I just decided to take an extra bathroom break because I'm bored. yo, I decided to go eat an extra snack because I'm bored, or yo, I went driving around for 2 hours this week because I just needed to breathe, or I worked for 10 hours for 5 days straight, and then the sixth day I actually had 5 hours of just free time to myself. Like, audit your life to where every minute and every moment goes to. So that way you can be like, okay, hey, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, whatever it is, you can look back at that audit and you can be like, okay, it seems like my Tuesdays are pretty clear. Or it seems like my Tuesdays are completely booked. Then you can be like, hey, okay, this is where I know I can move things around. I can move things around on Tuesdays because it looks like Tuesdays I'm completely free. So if I'm completely free on Tuesdays, I don't got to be in the mindset of business, business, business. I actually just go to my family and say, hey, would you like to have dinner? Would you guys like to go out to a drive-in movie theater? Would you guys like to have a picnic? There we go, Brett. There we go. So audit your life. Find out what moments you have free. It could even be a certain time of the day. You could just be like, yo, from 12 to 1, I'm actually usually not doing anything. So from 12 to 1, you can be like, okay, hey, this is my family time. That's call your family. That's text your family. That's send a video message. That's let's sit down and have lunch. And if you know that, hey, I can't do that Monday through Friday because let's say you have kids and they're at school and it's 12 to 1 is usually when you have family time or the opportunity to have family time, well, then you know to do it on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 1, that's going to be your family time. Or if you know, okay, hey, I am completely booked Monday through Friday just doing business, but I really, really, really feel as if these few 15 minutes that I have throughout the day, I can use towards family. Then that's what you do. You try to balance it as much as you can by knowing what time you have available. You could literally be one of those people who like, I'm always doing business. And then once you audit, you're actually finding out that you have a whole day where you don't do much of anything. Or you have a whole couple hours where you don't do anything. And then you can really change those around where you can be like, okay, hey, well, it turns out my family doesn't get home till, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's 3 hours. Where can I move these 3 hours from the day? Okay, it seems like I'm not waking up till 9 o'clock. Well, can you wake up 3 hours earlier? Could you wake up at 6 and start your day then so that way you're free from 3 to 6? Audit your life as much as you can, and that's going to be the best thing that's going to give you the time that you need to balance it out. Now, if you're then saying, hey, I woke up an extra few hours earlier, but now I'm filling it up with more business, well, what were you doing before? You didn't use that time. Make sure you're using time for you, your family, and your business. You, your family, and your business. Time audit. Time block. Audit your whole entire life from second to minute to hour. So you know exactly where you can do that. That's how I'm able to do what I do. And I'm getting better at it. I am not good at it. I'm getting good at it. But I think I'm better than my previous self. I think I'm better than who I was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, because I understand it. And it's only going to get better because now I'm in a place where I'm able to have that peace and freedom to where I can not have to think about survival. So now that I'm in that position, I can be like, okay, cool, things have settled. You got everything knocked out. Now let's audit. We get back to the base one, which is audit your life. Now you audit. Okay, this is the time I need. This is the time I have. Oh, snap, don't have much time. Okay, cool. Lock in on those days. Make sure if that day is completely booked up, that you're locked in. So that way the other days you can kind of relax a little bit. Okay? Calendar planner is great for this. Okay. Is that in a certain app? But I know the calendar and set, etc. But like time blocking, I like that, Ryan. That's great. I'm presuming that's like some sort of app. But like we use Google, like for instance, Google Calendar, and you can have it linked to your Gmail, which then if you do any meetings, you can have that linked up so it'll block it off for you. Google Planner. Yeah, so we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing. Here we go. I like that. The more you know what your day looks like, the easier it is. If you are aimlessly just going around, you're going to feel busy. You're going to feel like you don't have any time. But it's not because you don't have any time. It's just because you're finding ways to fill it while you don't know what you're doing. You're just going. Or if you're just being told what to do. If you're just being told what to do, you also don't know your schedule. You're not auditing it. You're just going. You got to know it. All right, 2 more questions. Here we go. Next question is, I'm trying to be more confident speaking to people, but I genuinely don't know where confidence is supposed to come from. How do you build it? Ooh. Confidence is repetition of doing the same thing over and over and over until you have so much experience that it becomes like the back of your hand and you're confident enough in doing that. So you're going to build confidence. Simple as this. In order to build confidence, you got to just do it over and over and over. So if your thing, and you just brought up your concern, which is confident speaking to people. So in order to get confident speaking to people, what you need to do is go out and speak to more people. More experience, more exposure leads to more experience. More exposure leads to more experience. More experience leads to those emotions being controlled, which is confidence. You can control that emotion. But you want to set yourself up for success. So this comes back to some of the things that I say in the past is, okay, you want to get confident speaking to people? Well, go to a place where you're confident about. Talk to people about things you're confidently speaking about. If you know 3 things, hey, I'm a really big fan of Fortnite. Second thing, I'm really big into snowboarding. Third thing, the one thing I know about above all, say it's building a car. So Fortnite, building a car, and snowboarding. Okay? Let's just say those are the 3 that you know by the back of your hand. You can talk about those all day long. Cool. So what do you think you're going to do? You're going to go to an event where there's Fortnite. You're going to go to an event where Fortnite is happening. A Fortnite tournament, a Fortnite event, a Fortnite group chat. Okay? And you're going to start getting your experience in talking to people about Fortnite. The second thing, snowboarding. Okay, cool. You want to talk to people, you want to get more confident. Talk to people about what the things that you like and you enjoy. So now you're going to go to a snowboarding event. You're going to go to a snowboarding group. You're going to meet up at a snowboarding shop. You're going to meet up at a snow hill, like a ski hill or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Ski resort, snowboarding resort, whatever. The third thing is you know about building cars. Well, then you can literally go to car shows. You can comment on groups that have nothing to do but talk about cars. Cool. You want to go to these places. Online is one thing because we can hide behind a camera. But the more you go into person and talk with them, the easier it's going to be for you to even talk off of camera. Or not off camera, off of the computer or on the computer. Go to these places where you feel comfortable talking about. If you know you are somebody, I'm using Sherry as an example, who likes to quilt or likes to make sheets or knit anything, you're going to go to a function that people are knitting and doing all the things. Then you're going to talk to the person next to you who's knitting. Oh, what are you knitting? Oh, sweet. You know what? Last year I made 375 things for this group and blah, blah, blah. I think you would be a great part of it. Then you guys just, build up on that. Simple, super simple. You want to build confidence in speaking to people, go out and speak to people, but do it in a way that you can speak about things you already like and enjoy. Then you'll get more comfortable, right? once you get more comfortable about speaking about the things that you actually enjoy, then, and once you're comfortable speaking to people about that, then you can branch off, right? Then you can be like, okay, I feel comfortable talking to people because I've had the experience, and I've had experience talking about something that I actually enjoy. Now let me branch off and try something new. Let me go out and let me do a dance class, right? Then you go to a dance class and you don't know anybody, you don't know nothing, you never even had interest in dancing, whatever it is. But now it's your new interest and you've already had the experience from the past of doing it with stuff that you do like. Now it's time to be curious. Be curious enough to learn so that way you can create a conversation. So the example is, let's say I'm not a dancer, which I love dancing, but let's say it's not. And I go to this new dance class. Let's say it's salsa, right? And I know nothing about salsa, which I love salsa, and I've done it a couple times, and I would love to learn more. But let's say I go there, and it's the teacher, students, other classmates of individuals who are doing salsa, right? Heard you're really good at the sticky leg. You're funny, bro. You're funny. I like to dance, bro. I like to dance. So you get curious. Let's say they team you up with a dance partner. You can instantly be like, hey, I've never actually done salsa. This is my first time. How long have you been doing it? Oh, you've been doing it for 3 years? Wow, I'm going to learn a lot from you from this dance. I know it. I can already see it. And then you'd be like, okay, if you have at any given point tips, I'm an open-minded person. Please let me know all the tips on how I can do this. And you just... Have they seen the video? Yeah, they've seen the video, Sammy. That is good. But be curious. If you're somewhere where you don't know and you don't know the people and you have no idea what's happening or what's going on around you, be curious. The more curious and authentic you are, the easier it is going to start a conversation. The first one comes with experience. You have the experience in whatever said topic, and you gain experience by talking to them. The second layer is going to try something completely new and unknown and be curious. Okay? First level is gonna get you that breakaway to be confident in your realm. The second level is gonna allow you to be confident in an unknown realm. Okay? Cool. Sherry says, I'm still here. Let's go. Sammy says, go on a walk and say morning, hello, or evening to one person, and the next day 2 more, etc. I remember giving something similar to that. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. I try to mix it up as much as I can so I don't say the same things over and over. But yeah, it's 100% true. 100% true. That's the fastest way to just like, okay, that's like a small step forward, is if you're just, completely like don't want to, not want to, but are completely scared to talk to anybody. You start off small, and that would be very small. You would go on a walk, just as she said, say hello, give a subtle compliment. Somebody's wearing a cool hat. Somebody's wearing a cool sweater. Hey, that's a cool sweater. Where did you get that from? Someone at the cash register. I hope you did something for yourself. Have you done anything for yourself? And then they'll go into it. Somebody, when you're out to eat, you can talk to the waiter or waitress. Hey, what is your biggest tip ever been? You can start it off something like that. Just be curious. Just be curious. If you're asking somebody how are they, actually want to know how they are. The more we're authentic and the more we're curious and the more we want to learn, the easier it is to be able to have those conversations. There we go, Sherry. That's what I'm talking about. I actually want to know the same thing, Sammy. Okay, final question, guys. I've become so independent that asking for help feels uncomfortable. How do you unlearn the belief that relying on others is a weakness? That has to do with your nervous system. Your nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to accept help anymore. And based off the belief is somebody along the way, or even yourself, has told yourself that you can't rely on others. And that if you do, you're weak for that. So that is your nervous system and a belief that you feel like you're weak if you ask for help. You can try something small, but you also have to talk to yourself internally. Internally, I would say do this exercise. Internally, I would say a mantra, write down in your journal and say, it is okay to ask for help. I am strong, I am capable, and I don't know it all. And if I need help, I'm actually stronger by reaching out. It is important to build strength within our neurons of learning new things. So I'm not saying if you don't know it, don't try it. But what I am saying is there are other people who know it better than us. And it's not that you're weaker, it's just you had to focus on other things. So if you're a really, really independent individual, which is a great thing too, it's good, but also know that it is important to feel like we can rely on other people too. We don't always have to be the anchor. Sometimes we can be the support to the anchor. Ask yourself internally, say, am I weaker if I ask for support? And feel what that feels like. Pay attention to how your nervous system reacts. Does your body tense up? Does it get chills? Does it feel that uncomfortability? And if it does, I want you to say to it, you're strong, you're capable, and I'm here to protect you. We're independent, and we're learning how to lean on other people as well. We're learning to accept support from others. The action's on you, but you can ask for support. And over time, as you keep asking yourself, you can word it in different things. You can say, I no longer believe that I am weak when I ask for support. I believe that I am stronger because I'm relying on others who may have the more experience than I do in that area, who can also teach me how to be more independent in that area. Because if you're an independent person and they have the knowledge and you learn from them, you then go from just needing support in that area to learning enough to where you can support yourself and then continue to be independent. So look at a perspective of leaning on somebody to be taught to then being able to lean on yourself again. It is not weak. It is actually stronger. You're learning more in a shorter period by learning from other people who already have been through it. I respect that you're an individual who likes to be independent. As your nervous system reacts and as your belief dictates how your body reacts, you need to counter it. And how you're going to counter it is going internal, asking it those questions, feel those feels, and then give the opposite. And give support to that nervous system that feels like it needs to be independent and say, hey, You served me for so long. We've been independent, and you have served me for so long, and I appreciate that. And now we're going to learn to lean on other people and learn from them so we can become even more stronger and be more independent. Let us create a new strength. And that's what I would say. Challenge your internal belief and give support and empathy and compassion to your nervous system. Tell it it's okay. You're here to protect it. And you're here to try things new. There we go, Cheese Girl. I like it. I like it. Dylan, I see you. Hurtful. Ducky. Salia. Sammy. Sherry. Chantel. Let's go. Oh, ow. Freaking love it. You guys have been absolutely amazing tonight. It has been such a great Motivational Monday. Everybody who's tuning in, watching, supporting, liking, sharing, giving questions, asking questions about your life. So that way I can become more in tune with you guys, know what's going on. I appreciate you guys for being vulnerable enough to ask these questions, whether it's in the chat or whether you guys are asking on Discord so it's anonymous. I appreciate you so much for being vulnerable enough to trust me and allow me to give you guys different solutions and different ways of thinking and optimism and positivity. You guys, this has been Motivational Monday. We will be here tomorrow, Tuesday, for some Fortnite. Make sure you guys are here 6 p.m. EST. I love you guys. We'll catch you on the flip side. Ciao. Ow, ow.